Well, here we are again. It is a beautiful Saturday after one of the best months ever in Zinzino. Congratulations to everybody. It's just absolutely incredible. And, you know, the way Zinzino has been growing and the growth right now with the momentum, I mean, it's almost unbelievable. I mean, I've been in this business in Zinzino for 11 years now, and it just astounds me each and every year. And then now every month, it's just going so crazy. So if you are watching this and you are thinking, okay, how can a company grow like this? Or how can some of these people just explode in their business? And why, what do I need to do? Well, you're in a treat when you're checking in today, and you are going to want to be taking notes. You are going to want to be making comments down there. So if you are on the live stream, you can still make comments there. If you are directly here on Zoom, you can put it into the chat here. We'll be keeping track of that. It'd be great to hear where you're checking in from. You might need to tag everybody in your team to make sure they get all this information. Because the speaker that we have on today, not only do I consider him a good friend, he has, like, beyond the founders of the company, he's got like the 4th largest business in all of Zinzino. When you add up all his credits, that's what he has. And just for people wondering, how does that work? You know, that's like over $50,000 every month that he is getting in his account. So what is he doing? And actually last month, he did 2 titles. So he went from ambassador and he went to royal ambassador and black ambassador right away. And it's like, okay, he didn't even get to enjoy being a royal ambassador. That's how big his business is rocking and rolling. And I talked to him this week and I was saying, okay, what is going on? Is it just, you know, are you just been doing the same exact things? And he said, well, we have a bit of a secret, but if I talk to you about it, it won't be a secret. Well, of course, I'm just like, okay, you gotta tell me. And he started telling me some of the things that their team has been doing that has given them even extra momentum. So is there a secret to success in this case? Yes. So you're going to hear about that today. So you all set? I'm all set myself. Let's bring them on here. The Black Ambassador here in Zinzino, Kesh0037. Hey, Kesh.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, and congratulations on hitting so many titles. I mean, every time anybody who knows you, when they ask you, hey, Kesh, how you doing? You say, better than anyone else. And actually, with your business, the lifestyle you're living, what you're accomplishing, you can just feel that energy. And, you know, you might just be better than everybody else now. We're going to get that energy from you today.
No, that has a meaning. When I say better than anyone else, I mean that people, in most of the cases, they react, no, I'm doing great also. or they say, no, I'm doing better than anyone else also. so I like that response. That's why I say it.
I get that. And actually, just for people who don't know who you are, you were, you know, you've got a background with a PhD, you're a doctor, you've been a medical doctor, you've been an entrepreneur, you've done a lot of things and decided Zinzino is something you saw great potential in and started building in Zinzino. And we started about the same time. And and that's one of my favorite memories, is coming up on stage, standing next to this guy who was just having fun and all tan because you must have been on vacation. You had this bright pink shirt on, and we started talking from that day on. That was a lot of fun. That's where we actually met.
Yeah, I remember that day and that time, and that was that was a lot of fun through all the journey. It is still a lot of fun. So, and
One of the keys is having a lot of fun. I say that the entire time. People need to be looking at the fun in this. So if they're getting frustrated, you need to find a way to get rid of that frustration so that we can really build this business. Okay, you have this incredible background, but you got into the business and started the same as everybody else. If they're new today, they are starting just as you did. So
I couldn't say that I started just like anybody else. On the outside, yes, but on the inside, I brought my experiences from the past with me. So I would say that I started with a bit of momentum already, because I had a network of private clinics in the past. So I had a board of directors, and I had to take care of all the big structure of clinics. So, and then I had real estate empire, and it was always a network or something. So,
but then, and still, Kesh, a lot of people would be scared to approach you and say, he's got all these clinics, you know, he's a medical doctor, he's an entrepreneur, he's got all this business going on, he already had a great lifestyle. Wouldn't it be scared? I mean, I think they'd be scared of you were just saying, yeah, Zinzino, what would I need Zinzino for? But here we are, not many years later, 10 years later, and look what you've accomplished. So somebody chose to approach you.
well, when I was 25, I told everyone I knew that when I'm going to be 35, I'm going to be financially retired. So I'm not going to work for money anymore. If I'm going to work at all, then I'm going to be doing it for some other reason. And one friend of mine, he remembered that. And when he called me, he said, so Kesh, are you already retired? And back then at 35, it was before I started with Zinzino, I was in a deep dip because I bankrupted in a real estate market with minus millions personally. So it was not, it was the furthest point from being financially retired at that moment.
Well, that's kind of good to know. But then, Kesh, you have this medical background. Now, I've heard, you know, our scientists say, you know, Dr. Paul and Dr. Collin, they say, but the science is the science. So anybody who is looking up health, looking up what you can do for your immune system, what Zinzino's got it, and they've got the science that backs it. So did you have faith in the products from the beginning?
Well, I remember the moment when Orion asked me, so what do you know about omega-3s? that was in 2011, I guess. And I said, oh yeah, it's fish fats, Eskimos, and good for heart health and good for health. And he said, I actually know a bit. And then I met Olaide and we did the test. And I was like, whatever, yeah, that probably would be beneficial, but I did not look at it seriously. And then I was drinking the balance oil from the bottle like this. I did not even know I had to dose it, and I did not care about that. But then my health improved in the coming several months, and I got interested because in the past I had to use several medications for my breathing because my breathing was not very good. I mean, I was feeling shortness of breath, and I had to use inhalers, and I stopped using them, and because I did not need any of those. And then I got interested. So it was not right away. So if you approach a doctor and they're skeptical or they don't jump, you know, into it right away, that's natural. It took me 1 year of working with balance oil, 1 year of doing the tests to hundreds of people, and seeing the results until I was convinced that that is really true, that is really working. So
Okay.
1 year.
It was something, you know, even as a medical doctor. So, but they approached you anyway, and you got started. So that's I guess, the main thing.
Yeah, and back then I could tell you, because I consider myself to be an honest person, so I don't. What I want to do is um, I always monitor what I'm saying, and I cannot say anything that well, I cannot stand behind. I mean, so when back then we had to sell balanced soil and balanced tests without knowing what's the future, right? Because we were testing it ourselves and trying to figure out, should we start working with it or should we leave it for a later and buy active foods? So, and what I was saying back then to my friends, I said, I did this test and I started taking this oil, and Norwegian scientists believe that this oil is going to save the planet. But it helped me a lot. And I don't know what's going to happen with you if you start taking it. There's no harm in it because it's a fish fat and olive oil. But it could be something good happening to you, and Norwegian scientists believe in that. So if you would like to, you could be one of those guys who will test it on yourself. So this is what I was saying. And when my partners, sometimes they start and they say, oh, I cannot tell anyone about balance soil because I still have no results of my own. And I say, well, that's not exactly true because already hundreds of thousands of people have results. And we were selling it when we had very few results back then. It's just about what phrases you say and if those phrases are, compatible or what would be correct way to say compatible with your inner values and beliefs, right?
Yeah, that would work.
So because you could say that, many people noticed a huge difference in their health when they started taking it, and Norwegians and Scandinavians believe in this very, very much. And there is thousands of people all over the planet that believe in this. Would you like to try? So it could be like that. And then and actually another thing, when I ask when partners say, oh, I cannot tell anyone because I still have no results of my own, I say, so how did you start? How did you make the decision? Well, you, Kesh, told me and I made the decision. So I say, why can't I tell your friends about it? So if you get me in front of them, then I will tell them, so they will be able to make the same decision instead of waiting for your results for a year or two, and maybe it's too late then. So, yeah.
Well, so we know that the products work. We know that people, I mean, all the titles that were up last week, Kesh, was absolutely incredible. And yours being 2 titles. So we know the business is working, but I think everybody wants to get to where you are. Absolutely everybody. And they're saying, what is Kesh doing? What are people doing? I mean, as long as people are getting progress, they want to be happy. But if they're getting, going to have ways of getting more progress, even better. So, but I know you were talking about, we've got these great products, we've got a great company, and if people believe in this, they can build this. But what are some of the things that maybe are going to make a difference right now?
So let me start with the things that every one of us should be doing or prepared for. So if we want big results, and most of you do, right? So the first thing is that we should be prepared for a long run. It's not a sprint. It's not just 1 month or 1 week. It's years and years and years of dedicated direction, and I never stopped during those years since 2011. Every year I move forward, even though sometimes it seems like, this is not working, and maybe sometimes it seems like the world has changed, and no meetings in person, and this is just Zooms. It's not going to work. But
So you felt that too. I mean, I think that's good for people to hear, is you've had times where you're thinking, throughout.
I had a challenge with those Zoom meetings. I have no longer that challenge. So during, so the second thing, so if you're ready for a long run, and what I mean by a long run is not just sitting and doing nothing for a long time. What I mean is doing some action, doing something like a meeting after a meeting, meeting people and talking about it. So this is what I mean a long run. So 1, 2, 3 meetings per day, right? Now, second thing is personal development, which is, well, everybody from Zinzino, from the platform, would tell you those same things. So, but I'm getting to the things that are new. So personal development, because most of the things that I'm doing right now with my potential customers and with my potential partners and leaders, I did not know, or I was not capable of doing in the past. So I learned it, as well as Zoom meetings. So I had to learn it. But once it's learned, it feels natural. It was not. So most of the things I'm doing in Zinzino did not feel natural in the beginning. So feel, feel free to do some unnatural things. Yeah, just let yourself.
Like also getting out of the comfort zone. A lot of people, there's
Well, we say don't get out of it. Enlarge the comfort zone. So enlarge the so that it feels comfortable, in a wider box, in a bigger box.
So stretch the comfort zone.
Stretch the comfort zone. Don't get out of it.
Okay, I get that. That really makes sense. Okay, stretch your comfort zone. And contacting people, talking about what we have.
Yeah, but now we are coming to the topic that I want to address today. Many of my partners, by the way, not all the teams are already doing what I'm going to be talking right now. So that means that first two things, the long run and personal development, in some of my teams worked without this thing that I'm going to be addressing today. So they're doing it on their own. And I have many leaders and they do it in all different ways. And if you analyze several of my different leaders, you would see that they're so different that might be not so many things in common. And their teams are still growing. So which means that sometimes you can find your own way. And if someone says that it's not going to work for you that way, it might not be true, because I have some leaders that do something that we said it's not going to work, and it's working for them.
Okay, so there are things, I mean, and a lot of times you come to some struggle in Zinzino, and that's when you maybe do a coaching with somebody in your upline, and then you try something new. But then if that's not working, keep going, try something new, a lot of it all fits into the same pipeline and the same system we're building, but sometimes there's different tweaks you can do to really make a difference that would work for you. So never giving up is if the only way you're going to not have success in Zinzino is by giving up. So find what you need to do, and what you're going to talk about, and you can feel it. You're like, okay, come on, Kesh. We want you to spit your guts out here and tell us what is the secret? Because I know that you said a lot of people have had success, because before this you were already ambassador. So yes, but there's something that really kicked in here recently.
Yeah. Also, one more thing, maybe I would mention before I start with that topic.
We want the base all in. Okay, we've got it. Make sure we're prepared for the long run and personal development.
Yeah, and one more thing. We should be seeing, the perspective, things in perspective, because when I had 100 customers total team, when it grew to 130, let's say, it was not that impressive, and my income did not grow that much, right? So, but if you look at things in perspective, here's what happens with my, team, how big it is. In the last 2 months, my team grew by 18,000 customers. And I checked my reports. It took me 7 years of dedicated work every, week at least. I cannot say I worked every day, but at least every week to get to the first 18,000 customers. And now for my team, it took 2 months. So
that is incredible.
But that is seeing things in perspective, because if someone of you is just in the beginning, so what you might be doing if you grew by whatever number, just look at it as a percent. What was the percent? And then try to use this percent with 10,000 customers when you have already 10,000 customers, or when you have 100,000. What would happen with 1 month percent in growth with a bigger number? Because that's your future. If you are sticking here for a long enough period, doing actions, doing personal development, this is going to happen. This is your future.
Absolutely.
So that will help you to keep motivation, to keep yourself motivated, to push through the challenges and to move ahead. Okay, so but now, what is my today's topic? So here's what we learned that we could do better, and what we were taking a bit for granted. Because in Zinzino, the products are so good that we sometimes tend to start believing that we don't need any skills of sales to sell such products, because they're so good, because everybody needs them, right? So how many of you felt this, like, maybe there's no need for any sales skills? Anyone?
Yeah,
Well,
actually, we've heard people even say the products are so good, which they are, that they'll sell themselves.
yeah, and that's not exactly true. Well, in the long run, yes, but when the person already started on the products and they taking them for half a year or a year, then the product is selling itself. But to start on the products, so here's what we found out, that we started working with coaches that coach sales, and we learned that we could be better at the process of selling. And that's what we implemented in the team, that grew so much that I became 2 titles higher as a Black ambassador. So let me start with what we learned and what we are implementing in that team right now. So the first is the intro. So when you meet someone, what do you say? What are the first words that you say? And this is a very important thing that I'm going to be addressing right now, because if you know what you are doing, you're going to be more confident. You're going to feel much better, even if they say no in the end, because you knew what you were doing. And if you knew that was the right thing, then the pressure is off you. So you feel like you've done maybe everything what was possible. So, and for many partners, that is a challenge, because if you do something, you don't know what, and then you get one no, then the second no, then the third no, then you start doing different things and you get different no's, and then all of a sudden you are motivated, you want to go for a long run, you want those numbers to grow, you want to go into the meeting, but somehow you can't. How many of you have ever been in a situation like that? I guess all of you. Yeah. So what is the intro that gives you the green light that people like? Because there are many intros that are old school and doesn't work or even bring adverse reactions, right? So here's the intro that gives a very good feedback from everyone we tested. So we say, so Karla, I met you, so it's already in the meeting. So I met you, or I could say it in the invitation if I call you, the same. So Karla, you know, I'm here not to sell anything to you aggressively. It's just the information that I want to share with you. And feel free, if you don't need this, just say no. Be honest and you know, there's no commitment. You're not, you know, after the meeting, if you feel this is not for you, just say no, and that's it. And you would not hurt my feelings. So how do you feel now with me saying this to you?
I think people would feel more relaxed. They would say, okay. And they actually, now that you've taken away any pressure, they might even lean forward more.
Exactly. And I could also say, you know, I will share information that helped other friends that I have. So, but if you don't feel it's for you, just say no. Right?
Okay. Okay.
So now this doesn't sound, you know, something like a sales pitch or something like that, right?
Mhm.
It feels honest. It feels well, it feels good. So this is the intro.
Okay.
So now the second thing, what I say, what we implement, and that's very duplicatable. So the second thing, what we say is, so Karla, you know, maybe you want to ask something before I begin, because I have many questions to you, because, you know, I'm looking at it pretty seriously. So I want to ask a lot of questions. So, but maybe you have a question before I start.
I don't have questions for you because now I'm really curious what you have to say.
Good. So this is the second thing we say, because if you have a question and I don't let you, you know, tell me that question, you would be thinking about it and not listening, right? So, okay. So then the third thing is, if you write letters, CLASP, CLASP. So it's easier to remember. So each letter is for the questions that I will ask. So the first letter is C, it's current situation. So my questions, so Karla says, no, I don't have a question. So go ahead with your questions, right? And then I say, so Karla, so how important is health for you? As you can hear, this is a current situation question, right?
Yeah, actually, health is really important to me, especially now. I want to be traveling more. So, you know, we're worried about what these new variants are or any issues, you know, and you want to be able to, you know, I want to get back and forth for my family. So, yeah, health is really important. I want to be healthy.
That's good. That's good. And you know, I saw you have a new car and a new house, right? That was like several years, right?
Yeah, I've had it for a while and I'm doing some tweaking on it now. I want to
Yeah.
put in.
So you're investing quite a lot of money into that, right?
Absolutely.
How much do you invest into your health so that you stay healthy?
Yeah, well, I do a few different things, products that are to be good for immune system.
Okay. But would
But
you
not
say,
like my house. No, you're right, Kesh.
but
No.
would you say that it's possible that health is very important, but you invest more in cars and houses?
Absolutely. Yeah. You
So
kind of,
as you see, I'm just asking, friendly asking current situation questions. So it's current.
Mhm.
Now, I could say, Well, do you have is there any medication that you take or well, I know, Karla, you probably don't do that, but but if you ask other people, they might answer that yes, we are taking this and that. And then so how do you feel, and is everything working in your body?
So if we just play along and say that I have had some issues, a lot of people, they have, maybe some pains or back issues, we have a lot of people with that. So if I was saying I had some issues, I've been working, taking some medication the doctor gave me for my back issues.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So, and how is that working for you? Is it you don't have that pain anymore, or you still have it?
I do sometimes, and I know some people, they go in and get different shots once in a while if it gets too bad. So yeah, I could.
Basically, what you're saying is that the problem did not go away, right? It
Yeah. Oh,
just
yeah, you're right.
it's better controllable with the shots that you're getting, but it's still there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is all about current.
Mhm.
Now, and I could ask more of those questions. So what you could do, you could monitor your conversations with people and with those that are the closest to you, and you could write more and more and more questions to this paragraph to the current. So the more you ask, the better it goes. Now the second is L, is like. So Karla, what do you like about health? So about being healthy, what is it to you? Is it longevity, or is it that you energetic, or what is it that you like the most, or that you look younger?
Well, looking younger is good, but I think my number one thing I would probably be talking about is that now I have two grandchildren and I love to be able to keep up with them and run around on the play areas and stuff and not be exhausted. Or, if I really did have those back problems, I wouldn't be able to do those kind of things. So I want to have the energy. I want to be able to do this for a long time. And of course, I think everybody would probably say something about looking good.
Yeah, and maybe would you say it would save you some time, because when the back is aching, you cannot work. Maybe sometimes you cannot go to work, right?
Yeah, and it would take away from the quality time you're spending,
So
seeing friends or anything.
yeah, it's lowering the quality of your life, and you would be happy not to have it, right?
Mhm.
So now all the questions go into what do you like about health and what do you dislike about health, but mostly what do you like? Because the next paragraph is A, is CLA, right? A is alter. What would you like to change? So okay, Karla. So what would you like with your health to happen? Would you like to have no those pains? What if anything was possible? What would you have?
I would have that I would now, remember, I'm not really having back issues.
Yeah. You would have to role play here.
If we were to play along in that same role, I would probably say I would never want to have to go in for those shots anymore.
Okay.
I would like to not have, the pains getting out of bed, or, so that I would always have lots of energy when I'm with the grandkids. That's what I probably would say.
Okay. So yeah, I understand, and I think that would be great if you could have that, right?
Mhm.
So that's the alter. What would you like to change about your health, and what would you like to be changed, right? Now the next thing is S, is the signer. Who is signing the contract? So Karla, now if you found out something that you probably should be doing, and you were not doing up till now, So would you need to consult someone, or are you making the decisions on your own? You could make a decision to test or to take some supplement, or is it someone else who is taking the decisions for you?
Well, that's an easy one right now. It is just up to me.
Okay, good. So this is a very important question, because sometimes people say that they need to talk to their spouse or to their doctor or whatever, and then the presentation might be different, because, or maybe you don't want to do the presentation at all. Maybe you want them both, if it's a spouse, to participate in the meeting, right? You don't even start the presentation. So yeah, so you want the signer, the one who is signing the contract, in the meeting. There's no point to be telling everything to someone who cannot make the decision on their own, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. So now what I do is the last P is the picture. So now I paint the picture. So Karla, the whole picture, right? What I already asked and what I got as answers. So Karla, here's what it sounds to me. By the way, in the current situation, I should have asked Karla about the supplements. What type of supplements is she taking, and what kind of tests did she do? So you can write those questions to the current, right? And let's imagine that I asked those questions, and now I know what she's doing. So now I say, Karla, so here's how it sounds to me. It sounds to me that health is extremely important for you. It's probably one of the most important things, but it sounds like you are investing more into houses and cars at the moment. And you have those issues, your back pains, and you have to visit those doctors and get those shots. And this is not really working for you. I mean, it helps because it relieves the pain for a while, but it's a temporary solution because nothing changes, and those pains return back. So you are not, cured, or you're not back to health. And but you would like that. You told me that you would like that health to return back. You would like to feel energetic, and you said that you would make a decision if you found out that something could help, right? So it seems to me that you might be interested in what I have. So would you like me to show something that helped a lot of people to get rid of those issues that you have?
Well, that sounds like a no-brainer, Kesh. You just actually confirmed all the needs that I had and what I wanted to change, and if I want to hear something about it.
So basically, I signed the contract already with you. Basically, I already have your yes that you wanted. How much more easy, how much easier it would be for you to give a presentation to a prospect like this?
Yeah, I think, well, here in North America, art has been very good of saying, be a friend and help your friends. And this is actually just kind of like the how-tos, because you're really digging into what are issues, and is it something you want to change? And if I had something that could help with that. So it's just a systematic way of being a good friend in a way, isn't it?
Exactly. And then in the end, so now let's say we go through the presentation. We show what's the balance, the balance is, and the test, and maybe xenobiotic and extend, right? Now the closing. And here a lot of people in the team, they had challenge with the closing. They don't know what to ask and how to ask that question. So it's a bit weird situation for some people who are not professionals, or who were never professionals at sales. And I was one of those, and maybe many of you. So here is very good closing question. Not getting straight to the end question, but asking like, so Karla, imagine that we talked now about balance and extend and xenobiotic, right? Those three. So Karla, what are you thinking right now more, like about all three as a health protocol, or maybe just balance oil? What are you
Okay.
thinking more right now, about the protocol or just balance, or
Well, I
maybe
like what you said.
two products?
Yeah, because I liked what you said, you know, when we explain the health protocol and how they work together, and if that's going to make a difference for, you know, all of my issues, I think I would want to have, you
Good,
know,
good. So now Karla said yes, basically, to buying all three.
Mhm.
But if she would not be ready, maybe because of the money or of some things that I don't know yet, so she would be saying, no, I'm probably thinking about just balance oil, right? Or she would be saying, well, I'm not yet ready for any of those. Maybe I need more time and maybe I need to read something, right?
Mhm.
But this closing is very, very not aggressive, right? It's very mild. Like I'm just asking, because I see myself as someone who is asking questions and trying to figure out if you have enough information for decisions that you want to make. So I'm not making a decision for you. I'm just asking and trying to figure out if you need more information.
I love that, because I think so many people, when you started out saying we need to know how to sell, they're thinking, sell, I don't want to sell, I don't want to have that pressure. But in all of what you said right now, there is none of that has any pressure in any way. It's actually being a good friend, finding out those exact needs, and then wanting
And
to match those needs to, you know, to help your friends and help
yeah,
people.
and then I could say, so Karla, oh, you said that you would like to read a bit more about it, right? So would that be okay if I gave you several links to read about it and would follow up on you in several days?
Mhm.
Would that be
Yeah,
fine?
that
Yeah,
would be great. Yep.
yeah, because I really care about you, and I don't want this, to somehow be forgotten. So would that be fine if I follow up on you?
I like that. Would it be
Yeah.
fine?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, until we get to the point where you know exactly that you don't need it, or you know that you really need it.
Mhm. Perfect. Yeah, I think that sounds great.
Good. So then whatever, tomorrow or after tomorrow, when would you have time to read through those several articles that I will send you?
Well, tomorrow's Sunday. It'll work out good.
Okay, good. So I'll call you on Monday. Would that be fine?
Okay.
So
So,
this is as Marco says, bam fam, book a meeting from a meeting. So in the end, or it's either a sign up or a bam fam. And now I see, Karla, there are some questions in the
yes,
chat. If you could check and ask me.
I'll quick look at some of these. Uh, okay. Let's see. Can we see here? Alter change. I see that. What would you like to change? So,
Well, it could be okay, let's go through those
okay. Oh,
same
yeah. Go through them again, because people needed to hear them. I can see C for change. No. So go through what you've been saying in regards to CLASP. People are answering each other.
current first. L is what do you like, then alter is what would you change if you could, then S, signer, the one who is signing the contract, and the P is the picture, painting the whole picture. So how does that sound, the whole picture of yours? So now let's go through those.
Okay, I have one more question up here that I got in the chat. How much time are you spending when you're going through the questions with CLASP? So how much time do you spend when you're talking to people overall there?
It depends. It depends on the on many things. If it's just a customer meeting, and so I could be spending 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes maximum. So I would like to be, closing in 40 minutes from the beginning. Start closing with all the presentation, with everything. But if it's a partnership meeting, it has the same structure, but then it could be taking for much longer because it's about relationship. Because when I'm selling to a customer, it's just about the product, and that's it. If I'm selling to a partner, that's partnership is a relationship. So it could take hours and hours, us talking about different things, maybe having coffee, maybe running together. And then I would be doing this CLASP again and again. I could circle it around, like about the current. So I could ask, so Karla, how is it going with your job and with your finances these days, because it's the COVID, and I heard that your company had issues with that, right? Had difficulties. So how's it going for you?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a current, right? And maybe Karla says, well, not that good. And then I say, yeah, I can imagine. Well, but so are you thinking of changing professions, or what are you thinking? So it's about current, or I could be going through, so what do you like about your job? What do you like in your job right now?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Karla says, I like working with people, and I like that the boss is not too bad. Yeah, okay. But what would you change? What, if you could, what would you change in your working position? Well, maybe the income, I'm not getting enough money, and it's a bit challenging. I would love to have a bigger income, and maybe I don't feel that much work, that much purpose in that job anymore, because I'm in it for 10 years or 15 years. So I would love to have more meaning. And so basically, through those questions, I learn more and more that our opportunity is very good for that person, right? So and then I could ask, so Karla, if you had a chance to change careers, so would you have to consult someone, or would you make a decision on your own? And then I would paint the picture. So you said to me that your current job is quite okay, but it doesn't give you enough income, and that you like working with people, but there is a bit too little meaning in your current job, and you would like to change that, and you would decide on your own if you knew that there is another opportunity, that you would be open to look at it. So would you be willing to see what I have? Because it helped a lot of people like you in a situation like yours to change their life. And I would be extremely happy to share it with you, because it changed my life also.
Mm.
How does that sound?
That's absolutely wonderful. And again, it's being a good friend. You would be talking about those things a lot of times if you went out on the golf course, or you went out for dinner, or you went out for coffee. You would be in, if you're genuinely interested in them. Okay, Kesh, before I want to, backing up, somebody said, Vivian asked, if you get to the point where you're saying if they need somebody else, and they say, I need to speak to my doctor first, what do people respond to that?
Well, different ways. I could say, could I meet your doctor? Could we meet together? And I would show that. That could be one option. Another option could be, so Karla, could you ask your doctor if omega-3 is good for your health?
Yeah, because most doctors know, even if they don't know about the omega-6/3 balance. Yeah.
Yeah, before, let's do it this way. So next time you see a doctor, maybe you could ask if what they think about omega-3. Does your body need omega-3s? And if your body has a lack of omega-3, is that good for your body?
Mhm.
So what would your doctor recommend you? And maybe you would say, oh, my doctor already said that I need omega-3s. Oh, so have you ever tested? How much do you have?
Mhm.
So you would say, no. Is there a test? Oh, yeah, there is a test. So that would be mildly going into the presentation that way.
Mhm. I like
But,
that.
but what I would like you to do to role play,
Mhm.
so with your partners, and just that those questions would become natural to you. So it's just like a natural conversation. And
Okay,
for
so somebody's also asking here, Rita says, are you just having a conversation with them, or do you use materials for during the time?
yeah, when I do presentation, I like to show slides.
Mhm.
I like to show visual information. Some people are visual, some people are auditorian, so they like to listen, and some people like to feel something, so kinesthetic. So it's much better when I use all of those.
Mhm. Yeah, okay. We like that. Okay, so using this, and it doesn't mean that you're going to get a sale every time, but it's part of like the pipeline.
It's
It's you
it,
follow up.
what it would do is it takes away the pressure of you being in the meeting. I mean, it becomes so easy to go into another meeting.
Mhm.
You would be willing to go to the next meeting because you don't see yourself as someone who has to sign the contract. You see yourself as someone who wants to ask a lot of questions and
Mhm.
wants to find out if this girl or guy, they need your product, and if they have enough information about it so that you could give them, because it helped someone else, so it could help them. So you are just a professional who is asking questions and who is giving the information and asking if that information was enough or you need more, and how I can help you. How could I help you with
I
that?
like that, Kesh. And you know what I really find this interesting is you're also not doing extra work, because a lot of times people are trying to get presentations done to show people that they need this and
Yeah,
trying to
I'm,
convince.
I'm not I'm not trying to convince anyone. I'm not trying to push this information. I'm just sharing it. I'm asking if they want to before I start giving the information. I'm asking all those questions, and the potential customer or potential partner, they understand that they need it. That
Right.
I'm just giving them what they want, what they
And,
need.
and actually, you're also not doing more than what you need to, because if they are completely happy with everything, you don't have a need for them to go on to the next thing.
No,
If they don't want to alter anything, some people are sick and they don't want to alter anything. You don't
why
need to go on.
why would I bother to spend half an hour or 1 hour talking about something they don't want to change? So I
I
would
like.
just save my time. I would go into another meeting, and if they don't want to answer my questions, so that is also not a very good sign. If they don't want to answer my questions, they would not be willing to buy any products from me. So
I like.
maybe I would just save my time and do nothing. So
Well, and
so
it also is like, even with the signer, if, you know, so all of these, if it doesn't go to the next, or they're not answering questions, or it's, you know, what they like or don't like or want to change, if they, you would always not go on, or if they don't have the person there that can make the decision, or if they need, so you're actually saving that time without having to give a presentation to somebody who doesn't need to. So I think this is really amazing that we're finding a way to being systematic about, you know, the contacting and talking and finding that need.
Yeah, and I really strongly encourage you to role play, so that and during that role play, ask the one you are talking to, how do they feel when you ask those questions?
Oh, yeah, because one of the things that I've said from the start that I know is really made a difference to me is people don't remember all the facts that you say or tell. They remember the way you make them feel.
Yeah,
So going through this and being genuinely interested in them and a genuine friend,
yeah,
it gives them a good feeling. Oh, gosh, this is all
and
coming together. How amazing. I love this.
yeah, and the feeling, you know, the strange thing about it is that even if you ask those same questions again, they would feel good because it's about them.
Mhm.
So Karla, if even I started those same questions again, would you feel still good about it?
Yeah, it's just,
Because it's about you, right? And you maybe you would give me different answers
mhm.
if I would ask you again.
Wow.
So
Okay.
that
That's just,
makes you feel good. Yes.
yes, it is. So let's get everybody to be feeling good when we're talking to them. Does everybody get this? I'm just going to actually put it on the gallery view and saying, are we getting this, everybody? Are we getting it? I
So,
see some of the thumbs up there. Okay. Well, Kesh,
and that's also when you think of the next meeting that you want to call someone and invite. If in the previous meeting, even if you got no, but the emotions were good, the person you were talking to felt good, they felt, you know, important, and that they were important to you, and you felt that good feeling, you would be willing to go into another meeting
yes,
instead of
something.
instead of
When you follow up, they're going to want to meet with you because
exactly.
she is just so sweet. He's just so
Yeah.
interested in me, and I want to talk to him because he's so much fun. I think that's what people.
So now what you feel, you know, some of you might felt in the past something on the opposite side of the spectrum, something like the meeting was not really nice. They were, you know, defensive, all closed, and you maybe tried to convince them, and it was like really not tasty. And
Mhm.
then it would be stopping you from the next meeting. You think about the next person and you think like, oh, should I live through that all again? And you don't want that. So with this strategy, you feel a pro because you know what you are doing. You know the whole plan from the beginning till the end, what you will be doing. The more times you do it, the better you feel that you know what you are doing. Then the feeling is going to be very good. You feel good, they feel good. So now it helps you think of the next meeting, and it motivates you to go into another meeting. So you feel better and better with every day with
I
this.
love it.
So
Absolutely love it.
this
Well, Kesh,
this is what we did with the team that is my third team, and they started growing like crazy.
well, there we have our secret, everybody. I hope you got as much out of it as I did. And I hope everybody's going to listen to Kesh and say, talk to some people, do some role playing practices, and then let's get out and also be letting more and more people know about what Zinzino is all about. Kesh, thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking time on here. And I'm looking forward to hearing in a couple months what people are saying about today. They're saying, I remember on the 4th of December, I was listening to Kesh and I started to do some things that he said. And I have now went 1, 2, 3, because you've said people in your team have also been growing like crazy and hitting more titles. So absolutely incredible, Kesh. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on here. We appreciate you. Thank you, Kesh.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And see you next time. And have fun. Have fun in the meetings. And, yeah.
Absolutely. And everybody, we all want to give Kesh such a great hand for coming on here and the great information. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you, Karla.
Thank you, Karla. Thank